Ghost particles, dark energy matter. Dark energy, dark matter, constitutes 95% of our total mass energy. What are ghost particles? Dark energy and dark matter are grey etheric matter with colours impending. Another dimension, the spiritual world of ether, in which individual spirits, artefacts and entities may occupy and travel through. Imagine the sea filled with millions of floating life forms. Another similar to the spiritual dimension are our mobile phones. In the world of the internet, 666 megahertz, literally any individual may send a picture or message to billions of others in an instant over any distance on Earth. All of the universe is within this ocean of ghost particles, filled with the reflective collective of our phantom doppelgangers. Time displacement is also relevant in the dimension of spirit. The Akashic records are all collective. Every second of every moment of everything is recorded. For more information, see my film, The Akashic Records and Communication with Reincarnated Spirits. Time may alter. See my film, Time Distortion Tachypsychia. We will all experience time displacement sometimes in our lives, including when we pass over into the spiritual dimension. The spiritual dimension is hard to detect. Like ghosts, the etheric substance passes straight through everything and cannot easily be detected by any earthly materialistic devices. See my research films regarding AC, alternating currents, and spiritual communication. Phantom doppelgangers. Instead of dark matter, ghost particles are grey matter consisting of etheric substance, the 95% semi-fluid of the spiritual dimension which surrounds us. Sometimes we may materially reflect ourselves through the ghost particles, and such manifestations are reflected and seen from our material counterpart within the material existence. See my film relating to our etheric body. The accommodation of 95% of etheric compliant substance, grey matter, opens many concepts in relation to metamorphic transference, including dreams and out-of-the-body experiences, and the metaphysical existence of the spiritual dimension which surrounds us all. And similarly to a mobile phone which works through radio signals, may supply a medium for spiritual transference. We all experience the metaphoric transference into the world of grey energy during our lifetime and at the end of our lifetimes on Earth. I know I have experienced this transition several times throughout my life. The denominator often being some kind of trauma, which seems to induce a trigger response reaction, opening a portal into this surrounding ether of etheric substance. Time displacement is also relevant within the spiritual dimension. As we move closer to the earth, we experience materialistic solidification, stagnation, and eventually, inevitably, the limits of our mortality. If we rise and experience the higher levels of the spiritual dimension, we have the ability to free ourselves from the purgatory of our initial contamination. For more information, see my film, Adam and Eve, the original contamination and living in hell. Ghost particles surround us, but it is difficult to see them because of the way they interact, or rather, the way they don't interact. The case of Emil Segui, doppelganger. Emil Segui, 1845, a French school teacher. The full story of Emil Segui can be found in the script of this film. Emil Segui, 32-year-old French lady from Dijon. She was a school teacher. One day, she was giving a lesson to a class of 13 students. She was writing on a blackboard. The young ladies suddenly saw two Seguis, the one by the side of the other. They were exactly alike and they used the same gestures, only that the real person held a bit of chalk in her hand and did actually write, while the double had no chalk and only imitated the motion. Over the months, similar phenomenon was still repeated, the double sometimes imitating the original exactly and sometimes not. The most remarkable phenomenon occurred one day when the 42 students were assembled in the same room, engaged in embroidery, in a spacious hall on the first floor of the principal building. Through the windows, the young ladies had noticed Mrs. Segui in the garden gathering flowers, of which she was very fond. In the room sat another teacher in charge of the pupils. After a time, this lady had occasion to leave the room and her armchair was left vacant. It remained so, however, for a short time only, for of a sudden there appeared seated in it the figure of Lady Segui. The young ladies immediately looked into the garden, and there she still was, engaged with the flowers as before. Two of the boldest students decided to get up and attempt to touch the apparition. That they did feel a slight resistance, which they likened to that which a fabric of fine muslin or crepe would offer to the touch. One of the two then passed close in front of the arm of the chair and actually threw a portion of the figure. The apparition did not respond to this or change position. The etheric substance is ectoplasm, often externalized by mediums to and used for temporary incarnation of spirits. The phenomenon continued throughout the whole time that Mademoiselle Seguy retained her position. 1845 and 1846, eventually parents began to worry about the strange events that their children told them. After 18 months, only 12 of the 42 students were left. Due to this, Seguy was asked to resign from her position. Upon being asked to do so, it is said that Seguy responded by saying, in the presence of Jude, the 19th time. It is the 19th time I've been asked to resign. It is very, very hard to bear. When asked what she meant by such an exclamation, she confessed that previous to her engagement, she had been a teacher in 18 different schools, having entered the first when she was only 16 years of age. After she left the schools, she went to live with a sister-in-law who had several quiet young children. Mademoiselle de Gilderstroop, going to see her there, learned that the children, all around 3 or 4 years of age, all knew of it, being in the habit of saying that they saw 2 Aunt Emilys. Thank you for sharing.